Greetings, everyone. Glenn Kellaway coming to you from the basement. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. Time for another video. I need to feel part of the gang here. Tuesday night, I took the night off from our Tuesday chats. We'll be back this week on my channel. I so look forward to doing them. And Rob and Sam, my partners in crime, took over on Tuesday night on Rob's channel, Northern Revolutions. If you haven't watched their chat, it's up for your viewing pleasure, and they did a great job. Had special guests, Chance from Concert Buddy, and Brian from Embryonic Robot. So please subscribe to all those channels. They're all great guys. They did a great job. And their topic was fave albums of the 2010s up to present. So I wanted to jump on board and do a response to this. If I would have been involved, these would have been the 10 albums that I would have showcased. So let's get started. Number 10 from 2023, I think. I'm going to say that. I think it came out this year. It won a Grammy, so I would say yes. 2022. Ry Cooder, my favorite guitar player of all time, collaboration with his old buddy, and had a band together called the Rising Suns back in the 60s when they were both kind of getting their feet wet. And this is called Get On Board, recorded at Ry's son's house, Joaquin Cooder, who's also a great musician in his own right and has his own solo albums. This album sounds amazing. It's three guys sitting in a living room playing, and you can just feel the love of the music and feel that whole living room vibe. And they do a bunch of basically traditional type, folky, bluesy, old bluesy songs. And Taj playing great harmonica, Ry playing great guitar, both vocals. They do the Midnight Special, Pick a Bale of Cotton, Drinking Wine, Spodioti. It's just, I Shall Not Be Moved. It's a terrific, terrific record on, oh, there's the label. By the way, happy record store day. I didn't go, but number 9, you know, one of my musical heroes and somebody that I just love very much, had the pleasure to meeting a few times, and he's just more amazing a human being than he is as a musician. Bela Fleck put out this great album in 2022, My Bluegrass Heart, instrumental album with all special guests. Bela just killing it with some great songs. I mean, it's bluegrass, but it's very modern and with a lot of just virtuosic playing with people like Edgar Meyer and Stuart Duncan and Brian Sutton, Jerry Douglas and Sam Bush and Chris Thile, and I don't know who I'm leaving out here, but just an incredible record. Fantastic. My Bluegrass Heart, Bela Fleck. Number 9. Number 8, a woman that I talk about quite a bit. I absolutely love this woman, and this album is just like frigging upbeat and just get you rocking right from the first song. It's just unbelievably good. Lydia Loveless, Indestructible Machine. If you haven't heard this album, check it out, man. I mean, it is it's punk Americana country. It just is a great record, man. It's so high energy, and she's got a great voice and writes great songs. And Lydia Loveless, Indestructible Machine. Fantastic record from Lydia. Number 7, another bluegrass album, The Traveling McQuarries. If you're familiar at all with bluegrass, you know Del McQuarrie is one of the legends of bluegrass, and his sons carry on the tradition, and they've got a band called The Traveling McQuarries. This album came out in 2018. There's the boys there. Mazzy says, take the plastic off. Always do what Mazzy says. The highlight of this album for me is the songs they cover from the Grateful Dead, Cumberland Blues, and they also do a great version of Loser, which is another Grateful Dead song. And what else is on here? That's probably the ones that are the most. John Hartford song, Natural to Be Gone. Fantastic record. Again, great playing. These guys are just so talented. Really modern day bluegrass. It's not, your whiny harmonies and everything that people don't seem to gravitate to when it comes to bluegrass music. Highly recommend checking out the Traveling McCourys. Number 6, an album that I just was showcasing last week. Sam St. John turned me on to it. Was released in 2017, and that is Marty Stewart's Great Way Out West. Fantastic record. Check it out. Produced by Mike Campbell, and wow, just haunting guitars, and really just a really great record. Number 5, my favorite Canadian band. This is their latest album, released in 2019. Lowest of the Low, Agitpop. This is Ron Hawkins, who's the songwriter and singer, kind of the leader of the band. This album is a kind of a tribute to pop music, and it's just really upbeat. Great record, great songs, great lyrics. Just a fantastic band. These guys are amazing. If you haven't checked out Lowest of the Low, you really need to. Check out Agitpop. You'll love it from the first note, I'm telling you. Great record. Okay, number 4, Jack White's fantastic album from 2022, Entering Heaven Alive. Jack put out 2 albums last year. Now I'm drawing a blank on what the second one was called. But this is more there was one really kind of heavier one and one acoustic one. This is the more acoustic one. If you like acoustic music, and you want to get into Jack White, this is a freaking great record. There's some great songs on here. A song called Taking Me Back, which is the last song on this album, and the first song on the other album. And the other album, it's really heavy. It opens the album, and this is a closer with the acoustic version. Really interesting the way he did those 2 versions, and they both sound amazing. Number 3, another one I've been talking about for like a year now. My album of the year last year would be my album of the year this year if it came out this year. Kurt Weill's Watch My Moves. I love this album. I said it sounded like this album makes me feel like I smoked a joint when I listened to it, and one of the commenters put down, yeah, it does everything but smoke the joint for you. So I like that line. Anyway, it's a great album. Kurt Weill. Oh, man, I love that. Just put that on, lay on the couch, relax. You're in. Number 2. Would have been number 1, except for my number 1 is one of my favorite albums of all time. But this is Bob Dylan's Rough and Rowdy Ways from 2020. I mean, I just don't know what to say about this album other than I frickin' love it. It would be in my top 10 of all-time Dylan albums, to tell you the truth. I think he just knocked it out of the park. I Contain Multitudes, False Prophet, Goodbye Jimmy Reed. I mean, there's not a song on this album that I don't love. I was listening to it again the other day. It'll probably show up in my weekly spins this week. Number 1, I talk about masterpieces. When I talk about masterpieces, I don't know about you guys, but I am very selective. I just don't think it's a masterpiece just because I like the album. I think it has to be note perfect from start to finish. I wouldn't change a thing. I don't think I could name a half dozen masterpiece albums that were ever made as far as I'm concerned. And this is one of them. Steven Wilson's Hand Cannot Erase. The story is amazing. Concept album. Every note of this album is fantastic and perfectly placed. It has, if you like Rush, if you like Pink Floyd, I'm going to say he's taken a bit of both of those, a bit of King Crimson. Stephen is a big prog guy, and he has taken a bit from each of those people, and plus his own individual talents, and came up with this great album, Hand Cannot Erase. It's in my top 5 albums of all time and came out in 2015. That's it. That is my top 10 albums from 2010 to the present. I want to thank Sam and Rob for doing such a great job on the chat this week. And happy Record Store, everyone. I hope Record Store Day. I hope everyone got some cool stuff. Dying to see your videos. And we will be back with another video. Have a great weekend.